And look who has arrived. It is Chester A. Whitmore. Awesome. Chester, how you doing? You hanging? Okay, we're gonna work out hopefully the mic situation, but we're gonna have to use this handset and I'll pass it to you. Okay. You know how it works. So I want to start this time because I want to make sure that we have a full understanding of how Sugar came into this space and dance. So Sugar, first of all, I want to ask you where you were born.
I was born in Huang Hospital, New York. Like I said yesterday, my mother was singing as she was giving birth, she was singing a song that you would think you would be singing when you're not giving a baby because it was about death. It was called St. James Infirmary, and it's about this woman is singing about her boyfriend who's laying on a slab in the mall. So if you ever heard St. James Infirmary, that's the song. That's what my mother was singing. But I understand, when I had my children, I asked the nurse, what is all that screaming down the hall? And she said, some women have pain when they give birth. I said, oh, I see. Because it didn't happen like that with me, okay? So I was there humming or something, you know, but they was hollering and screaming. I couldn't understand what was going on. My first one, you know, the second one, I said, okay, well, I know. Oh, my friend was Cheryl. She's not here today, my daughters. You know, young people can't keep up with us old folks, really. She said, Mom, I gotta have a day. I said, okay. So she's staying in today. But when she was born, you know, it was no problem, very easy, you know. I wish that on any mother. Any woman that's giving birth, I wish that on them, you know. So I was born in Harlem Hospital in New York, and like I said, my mother was a dancer for a while, and then when I was born, she said I broke the mold because I walked at 9 months old, and my mother was still having problems with her stomach. That's what I did. I guess I was in there dancing. But that's what happened with us. So my father used to have to carry her from the bed to the bathroom, you know, and she had, I don't know what I did. I'm telling you, came in here Lindy hopping, I know. Tap dancing, one of those, you know, those both of my favorites. So after that, and I started like dancing. I started dancing school at 4 years old. I took ballet, tap, and singing. I hated ballet. For 6 months, I'm begging my mom, Mama, I don't want to take it no more. She said, it's good for your structure, it's good for your body, I don't want to take it no more. So I continued with the tap and the singing, you know, so that carried me through the rest of my life, you know, the singing and the tap. It's come up back and forth different times. Like I said, I started tap dancing, and we used to have a house full of entertainers. My mother loved entertainers. And she would feed them, you know, they're down on their luck, you know. They said, go to Lady Essie's house. She'll give you a meal. She'll let you lay down, take a nap. You know, she'll loan you money and things like that. My mother was good for that. She loved show people, you know, she really loved them. And we met a lot of entertainers that came to our house. Red Fox ended up being my godfather. He used to hang around my house after that. We was doing gigs in New York, and then when things got slow, somebody gave him my mother's number, and he came, and we became family, you know. And so there was tap dancers, comedians, Slappy White and the Red Fox and the very good friends. They hung out a lot. They was at my mother's house a lot. There was tap dancers, you know, Oh gosh, names of that's see that's where the age comes up. That's where the age you forget names, right? But they, like I said, they hung around my house and they said, "You understand? You tap a little bit." I said, "Yeah, a little bit," one of those things. And there was 3 guys. They were from Cleveland, Ohio. The name was the 3 Speed Kings. And one was, you all heard of Buster Brown. And then you that tapped in, I know you heard of Buster Brown. Well, he was one of the Speed Kings. It was Buster Brown, Sylvester Luke, and Lamont. Lamont was the best looking one I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I was a kid, but he was so fine. Oh my God. But he died as a very young man. I don't know what the illness was, but he got very sick and just passed away, So Buster and Sylvester, they danced a lot of years together. And Buster used to always bug me about, what do they teach you in that jive school? I know they're not teaching you nothing, it's taking your mama's money, And so I had to show them when I came home from my lessons every Saturday what I had learned that day, So I would show them and they said, "Look, what about trying this?" They would riff off something, I look at it and it's kind of hard, But every year, my dancing school gave a concert to show that our parents and friends see what we learned through the year. So they asked me, "Don't you have a concert coming up?" I said, "Well, we're about to start." They said, "Well, let me know what kind of music they're using." So when I come home, I said, "I got my song today." "Yeah, well, what was it?" And I tell them the song. I said, "We started on a routine, I said, "Let me see the first thing the teacher showed me." So I told them, "So what about substituting this for that?" This went on and on every Saturday. So I'm learning 2 routines at the same time for this particular song. So come the night of the concert, Buster said, "Now don't forget when you do blah, 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 make sure you do blah, blah." I said, "Okay, all right, okay." And the teachers and the wings, I said, "Hey, sugar, get up, sugar," I go out there and I do Buster's routine, okay? And when I look back at my teachers like, so, first year, she said, "I love your routine." I said, "Thank you." So then there was one that came up, the song was "Any Umbrellas Today." And I came home and I showed him, and him and Syl, they got me on this other routine, So that year, the teacher said, "That was great, sugar. I really love that routine." She says, "Next year, I'll let you know the song, and I'm looking forward to seeing it." Well, then she put me in the class with the 18-year-olds.
And how old were you at that time?
I was 9.
9.
I was 9. So Buster said, "That's what I'm talking about when I came home and told him." There you go. "You're going to take you out of that school soon." I said, "Oh my goodness." I kind of like, being with the kids and everything, So I went maybe another year. And then my mother took me out. I was doing kids.
So by like 10, 11, you were engaged at that point.
My grandmother was in a lot of different organizations. And so they would have their little teas, and they'd have little parties on Sunday afternoon, and I would be entertaining. Yeah, so I would put on my little costumes, and I do a number for them, I do my makeup and everything, and my hair, and I do the numbers for these organizations that my grandmother.
So what kind of organizations were they? Were they like women's clubs or
like American Legion,
Yeah.
Masons used to start that type of thing.
Okay, yeah.
They would have a Masons club from church and different things like that.
So it sounds like you grew up in a house where, number one, there was spin music all the time. We
All
talked
the
about yesterday,
time.
Mom, Rainy,
Oh,
were
yes.
entertainers all the time.
All the time.
So you both had a sort of formal education with a dance school,
Right.
but then you had a more particular sort of education
Right.
from these entertainers at
Yes.
home.
at
Do you
home.
have siblings?
No.
So it's just
Mom and me.
yes.
Yeah, because my mom and dad, they weren't together after I was 2 years old. Some weekends I go to visit him,
Yeah.
you know, but he would pick me up and then he'd bring me back to school Monday morning. So they didn't speak.
Okay.
They didn't speak until they both got old.
School as a buffer. Okay.
Yeah, they didn't speak to each other until they got older, you know. And then we would go to picnics and things with him and his girlfriend, my mother, her boyfriend, that type of thing, you know. But when they were younger, they didn't speak to each other. Once she left them, she left them.
Well, it sounds like growing up you had a lot of independence between dancing and learning from all of these other dancers and then gigging at such a young age. How did your mom feel about how much you were sort of out in the world at that age?
Well, I wasn't really out in the world because she was always there.
Okay.
Mama was there. She did my hair, she put my makeup on. You know, anybody wanted to talk to me about anything, you know, they talked to her. She said, well, you'll be doing such a thing next Saturday afternoon. I said, oh, Mama. You know, yeah. And Sunday we'll be free, we go to a museum. Okay, you know. Because she took me everywhere in New York, you know. So anything there was to learn, she took me there. You know,
Great.
that type of thing. Yeah, we were out a lot. When I had school vacations, she said, let's get on a train and go somewhere, you know. She would not fly. Mama would not fly. But she'd take a train and a bus anywhere. And she'd go to cities that we didn't know anyone, you know, Detroit, went to Chicago, to Ohio, you know, places like that, Washington, D.C. Yeah, so that's what my mom did.
Okay, so your mom had pretty much like an explorer sort of spirit.
Yes.
So do you
And coming out of school at a young age, because when you have a baby at 16, they wouldn't let you go back to school like that. They felt that you would be contamination to
bad influence
kids,
on the other
teenage girls, you know. So Mama taught herself at home, did all kinds of books, she was always reading, you know, and that type of thing. She taught me a lot of Black history. She always bought history books for both of us to read. That's what she was. Yeah. And she was fearless.
yeah.
Oh yes. Lady Esther was fearless. She feared nothing and nobody. She took care of herself. Yeah.
That's amazing. It's good that you had such a sort of intrepid sort of role model. Do you think that some of that from your mom is why you sort of are the person who's just like, I'll do anything, I'll try anything, or it comes a little bit from her?
Yeah.
Oh, you're just kind
of
Fair. That's fair.
And she played poker fiercely, man. She was great with poker.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Mama would go on a poker weekend, and my aunt would watch over me. She would write down the block. And she said, here's some money, I'm leaving money with you, and I'm leaving money with Auntie. If we're gonna have a little party tonight, that's okay, some hot dogs, soda, whatever. You know, my aunt would be right there sitting, and she was old, she was an Indian woman.
Okay.
She had a lot of American Indian in her. And so nothing bad went on in my house, she saw everything. But I'd have a little party, and few of my little friends, you know, play some music, be dancing, that type of thing, you know. And have some hot dogs or something like that, soda, chips, you know, junk food, you know.
Right.
And sometimes that's where we're going when I got bigger, you know, that's what Mama would do. She would on these poker weekends. And when Mama would come home, she said, help me baby find all this money. She pulling money out of everywhere.
Oh.
You know, the top of her stockings and down.
And in the Lord's pocket. Yep.
I said, Mama, you won? She said, yes, I did, you know. And she wore a lot of white outfits because she was sensitive about her complexion as far as colors, you know. She was my mother was a beautiful black woman. I got to say this. And I bought her first red dress. She said, I can't wear no red in my complexion. That's a girl. That's a little girl. girl, put on that dress. And once she started wearing colors, then she liked it. You know?
Yeah.
But those white dresses, she would come home, and right here, when she had money in her lap, you know, when she was playing cards, it would be a black spot from the money.
From the dirty money, yeah.
And she'd throw it in her lap and she'd play cards, you know.
That's great.
She was great. And when you did something wrong, baby, she knew how to punish your butt, too.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get away with nothing. And she said, you remember when oh my goodness, don't let a dance come up. You know, afternoon dances and things like that. I used to go to Savoy in the afternoon on a Saturday. They would have some kind of dance for teenagers.
Okay.
Saturday afternoon, you know. And I would go, you know. And one particular time, I don't remember what it was I did, but all my friends in the block, going to the Savoy Saturday. I said, I'm going, you know. Came up time to go to Savoy. I mentioned it to my mother. I said, well, I forgot how much they were charging. I found how much they were charging. She said, well, that's not bad, you know, for afternoon, you know. I said, they said they're going to have a live band, you know, so forth and so on. Okay. So whatever I did, came that afternoon. And I'm getting dressed, and she said, why are you wearing that today? I said, well, what is the boy? She said, you're not going.
Oh.
But Mama, it's a boy. She said, I don't care. Remember I told you to do such and such a thing on Wednesday, and when I got home it wasn't done. Oh my God, she remembered. Oh my Lord. And I could not go. She said, I'm not giving you the money. I said, well, what if I get the money? She said, where you going to get the money from? Well, I told my friends, and they all chipped in. Esther did not let me go. Oh no, she said, I don't care who pays for it. You're not going. So that was the end of that. And that's how she was. She was strict. When she told you something, told you to do something, you didn't do it, okay, it might not have been a big fuss right then, but if she knew something was coming up, and she said, this is my chance. I'll fix it. She was aware.
So you started going to the Savoy as a teenager?
Yes, it wasn't that often that they had these things, you know?
Okay.
And I lived 115th Street.
Okay.
So what was 140th Street?
Okay.
Yeah. And most of the time we would walk up there, you know.
It's a distance.
We would walk, you know, lollygagging and having fun with each other, like 6 or 8 of us, you know. We walk up there for the afternoon. It was in the daytime, it was in the afternoon. And we walk back home, you know, one of those things.
So the Savoy was a sort of sometimes thing that would happen?
Yeah, maybe like, I maybe went maybe 3 times.
As a teenager, maybe 3
Yeah.
times.
Yeah,
So
it wasn't often that they could have it.
right. So where did you do most of your dancing
We had
as a teen?
a teenage canteen on 116th Street in Lennox Avenue,
Okay.
which was put up by the Pepsi Cola Company, and it was called the Pepsi Cola Club. And it was run by this woman. Her name was Mina Erdness. She was a policewoman, but she was more like a social worker.
Okay.
And so she was the director of the Pepsi Cola Club. From 13 to 18 years old, we went in there afternoon after school. We went on Saturday and Sunday. No adults were allowed. She had a couple people that worked there. But your parents, they come to the front desk, they want you, they ask for you, somebody go and get you and bring you to them.
Okay.
So we did put on a show once a month. And that's when our parents, you know, and friends and family would come and see. Because we had singers, dancers, comedians, magicians, acrobats, everything. You wouldn't be surprised the different things that these teenagers were capable.
That's
when it
great.
came to entertainment. And this is where we would get together and do these things. We had a pool table in there, we had a jukebox, we had a soda machine, of course, Pepsi Cola. And we would have birthday parties, you know, for each one for birthday people. And we went there to do our homework, you know, after school, that type of thing. We open till like 9 during the week, on the weekend from 10 to 10.
Okay, so you could go there any day of the week.
Yeah, out there.
Every day.
Yeah, go in there and do my homework, you know, and then get home and talk about work. Yeah.
All right, so that's where you kind of did most of your practicing.
Oh yes, because
Social dancing was.
okay, first I was singing tap dancing in the show, and I had a boyfriend, my first boyfriend.
How old are you at this point?
I was 14.
14. Yeah. How old is your boyfriend?
Same age.
Okay. Just checking.
And we went to the movies a lot, you know. At that time, there was a lot of musicals playing, you know, and we loved musicals, you know, dancing. We went to the movie one day and we saw Hell's a Poppin'.
Yes.
And what were they doing on the screen, you know? And now, you know, I'm 14, I'm getting away from the tap dancing, you know, I'm not doing it that much, you know. And so I said, well, I'm ready for a new dance, you know. And I saw these people on this dance floor, and they were flying and throwing the girls all between the legs, over their heads. And I'm saying, Ray, are you paying attention? Ray, look at, are you seeing what I'm seeing? I said, we can do that. He said, you're crazy. I said, Ray, pay attention, just pay attention, you know? So we watching, and then we went to the movies. Oh, I'm not gonna believe this. You sat all day, okay? You know? You've heard about it, right? You go to the movies, see the movies, two features, 10 cartoons, and a chapter, you know, mystery superhero or something. Yeah, this went on all day. So you could stay in there, being under 18, you could stay in there until 6 o'clock because they had a children's section. And there was a matron. She got off at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, you left at 6 o'clock. She left, you left. Now mother would come, tell her, I'm looking for something, because it's in the neighborhood. I'm looking for shit, no problem. Come down, put the flashlight in your face. She let your mama I mean, why she had to put it in your face all the time? She said, your mama's at the door. Okay, thank you, you know, and you get up and you leave, you know, that type of thing. So that's what him and I would do. And when the musicals, when they were showing Hell's a Poppin', you know, I mean, we were there every day, you know. I was telling Mom about this dance. I didn't know what the dance was, you know. I didn't know the name of the group or whatever that was doing it. I didn't know where they came from. And we would go to Central Park and try to figure out these steps. So then when we did the show at the canteen, I said, let's try it. I think we can show them a couple of things, you know. So we figured out some stuff and we did that in the show. And everybody went, wow, you know, where'd you get that from? Where'd you learn that from? You know. And from that, we entered in a contest in Central Park, in New York. And
you know who organized the contest?
yes, it was organized by 17 Magazine. And,
Oh my goodness.
and Disney, Walt Disney was involved with it.
Okay.
They were giving out the prize, part of the first prize. And it was the sponsor or to advertise a movie they had coming out called Make Mine Music. It was a short. It was a short. I had looked it up recently. And it was about a soda fountain where teenagers hung out in, and they were dancing in the soda fountain. They were doing it,
Okay.
you know, around the jukebox. And that's what the contest advertised it for. So it was an indie contest. And we won first place.
Awesome.
Ray and I, yeah. And, yeah. The preliminaries was in a park up in the Bronx. A Bronx Park, I think it was called. And the finals was in Central Park. And Central Park band shell and won first place.
That's amazing. I think that's interesting that the way that you learned this dance, and basically this dance, was very similar to the way that some of us try to learn this dance.
Right, yes.
From the VHS tape generation to the YouTube generation.
Well, that's what they said they was doing hooray. You know, they play the tape, slow it down, and try to figure out the steps and things like that. And that's what we did. We just kept watching the movie for the whole week or 2 weeks that it ran.
Right.
You know, trying to pick out something each time, you know, and he would remember something. I said, no, I think it went like this. He said, no, this one was like that, you know, that type of thing, until we got some of it under our belts, you know. So, at the contest in Central Park, a lady came up with us. She said, oh, you were good, you were great. She says, you know, you're good enough to be in the Harvard School Ball. And we said, what is that? She said, that's the contest that they have at Madison Square Garden, and they do that dance. So we said, really? She said, yes. She said, go down to the Daily News building and ask them about it. So that's what we did. You know, we went down to the Daily News, and they told us about the contest, and it ran once a year. The finals was always in September, and it was at Madison Square Garden.
That's wow. Okay.
That's how we really got into the DI.
I want to ask you about a couple of things that you've already mentioned. You mentioned Buster Brown, and I was going to ask you, Chester, what is the significance of Buster Brown in the dance today? Because I know you've talked to me about Buster Brown before.
Well, that guy, he was part of a crew called the Copacetic.
Copacetic.
The Copacetic. And how many of you heard that word Copacetic? Yeah, you know who invented that word, right?
No.
Oh, Bill Bojangles Robinson. He put that word in the dictionary. And all the dancers respected him. He wanted to be, like him or be formed. So they formed a club called the Copacetic. A series of dancers that would go around, and she's hanging around them guys. I mean, they're dangerous. I mean, when I say dangerous, their training was like, talk about hooking and tap dancing. That is the pure of hooking and tap dancing. And their training was out in the streets, some other plantation, but the main training was the Hookers Club. The Hookers Club.
Okay, so the Hookers Club, where was that?
It was nothing but a room, a big, giant room, with a piano. Yeah, you gotta have a good floor, beautiful. And dancers would come in there, and they would hook, tap dance, all the different types of tap dances. And I mean, guys from beginners to pure professional. You wanted to learn the latest step, you go to the Hookers Club. In the Options Coast there, a lot of our great dancers was formulated out there. Honeycombs, Davy Lawrence, the master of the bebop tap dancing. The Berry Brothers. I remember they used to tell, Brownie, yeah. And he told us a story that you're not allowed to come in and rehearse. It's open 24. You can't sleep there. This is not a hotel. And so down, it was raining outside. Somebody didn't know where to go. Go to the Hookers Club. And a lot of guys got kicked out because if you're not dancing, you get kicked out. So that's when Ronnie sat down. We have numerous of dances like Shim Sham, originally a tap dance. The walk, that's another one. That you walk around with a rip walk, that's another style there. But Brownie invented a dance called the chair dance. And that was invented because guys would get in there and say, I can't get out in the street. I can't be out there in the street. And I'm gonna get kicked out, like come in here and go to sleep. So these guys would go in.
Okay, can you demonstrate the chair?
They would come in and sit down. They would have a vibe, a technique, I don't know, some zen, some power.
Yeah.
They could go to sleep and go like this. I mean, literally, Brownie literally said, man, show me that. They literally kicked him out. They kicked him out there.
They kicked him out because he
only knew 3 steps.
Okay.
He only could dance on one side. It was just horrible. And he literally kicked out. And he told himself that I swear I'm going to come back and I'm going to show these guys what I'm going to do. 2 years later, he comes back in. And it's okay, because he would work out and he would study listening to music and rhythms, watch dances, and figure out the different drummers, rhythms, riffs. And he came back. And then everybody said, uh-oh, there's that kid again. That one-sided dance. That was Bubbles. That was Bubbles. But this time, they had a piano in the room, you could play the piano, and they would play, that was a buck dance rhythm, buck dance rhythm, or it would be the sand dance, and they said, play a note, and he played, no, he's not playing like that. I want you to play it like this, and he had a certain rhythm, and he got out there, and everybody was listening to the rhythm, but it was something different with that rhythm, because he started hearing tones instead of like regular tap. Now he's dropping his heels, which reflected to the bass drum of the drum, the drum set. He started shifting the bass and utilizing the size of the shoe, and he making tones. So instead of the regular time step going, he went, he gave a flavor and color to it, and it started to swing. It started to swing, you know. When you have a series of chorus dance like the orchestra, they're good, but that's straight time rhythm. You know, and that gives you a good groove, the band really. But then he created the style what we call today rhythm tap dance. And all the drummers started to copy and dropping and they started using that heel on the bass drum on the jazz. And then all the bebop guys started to hit. So he was one of the innovators, and of course, Baby Lawrence took that technique and pushed it further. And he told the guy to dance not only rhythm, but he danced the melody. If he heard somebody's Charlie Parker, he can tap that. He can do that with his tap. I mean, that means, I said, what? And the guys used to sit back and go, oh, they didn't take a course. So, and it was the only guy I knew that figured that I know Baby Lawrence is a monster. These are like giants of tap dancers. Was Groundhog. The guy named Groundhog, but Groundhog would never come out. I didn't mean it as a joke, but this guy, he was good dancer, and you never could hit the scenes, and they named him Groundhog. You know, but the Hookers Club was the place, and what the big guy, the elegant guy that created, we say he created time step. No, he was the elements of new dances. There was like King Rastas. When he walked through the door, all the dancers go, oh, they sit down. And he said, today's step is this. He was just an elegant guy, elegant. Today's time step will be this. And everybody go. And they do it for about 2 minutes, and this coat jack walks out. And walks back out. And everybody get on the board. No, he did it like this. They know he did it like that. But that's how time steps begin. I have a question for you. How many time steps are there?
How many time steps are there?
At least 36.
You say at least 36? Okay, so if that's close.
No. If there's 26 drum rhythm that you have to learn, there are 28 and 28.
28 time steps.
Mm-hmm. And it only takes It only takes 3 or 4 to get on a Broadway show. Single, double, triple, single, travel, double travel, triple travel, double travel, toe tap, heel tap, Russian beat, toe tap, cramp roll, crisscross cramp roll, all of those, wing time stuff. We're going to Jenny Gilligan, half wing toe tap, scratch wing time tap. All of and that once after you learn the time steps, you got to go back and learn the place.
Okay. Okay, so we only have a couple of minutes left. But I know. But I think that what I kind of pulled from this is how different learning this dance was for both of you than it was for me, who learned it mostly in weekly classes and camps like this. For you, it was more of an experience with another performer, and you were probably at a point where you were able to innovate a whole lot faster than you do have the confidence to do, because you were always trying new things and applying what you learned and being like, well, how will we do it like this? Or
but we had no place to go to get classes. Right. For Lindy. There was no place to go to get Lindy. You know? And then, as I was growing up, there was no place. And then when I became an adult, I got hit 18, then I could go to some more ball. So that's where I really learned Lindy. But it wasn't classes.
right.
Somebody would show you a step, you go up in the daytime, they would show you a step, show you how to swing out, you know. Okay, I'll show it to you again, you know, and they try that, and they walk away. So that's how we did the Lindy. That's how we learned the Lindy in the daytime, you know. Somebody to, I've always tried, I wanted to learn turnover Charleston, which I never did. I love the aerial, I love flying. We call it the flyers, you know. And I love flying. But the one step I could not master was turnover Charleston. And so then I go up there in the daytime and they say, I said, who can teach me turnover Charleston? Oh, we get Big Nick, get Ronnie, and Lee Mose. Okay, so what they do is, one is teaching you to step, the other two is spotting to make sure you don't fall.
So even back then,
yeah, okay.
Safety first.
Yeah, there's three guys, you know, me and another guy, and that's it. And then they showed me turnover Charleston. So every time turnover Charleston is from, anybody knows back Charleston, right? On the back Charleston, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. But from the back Charleston, you go up and spin.
Oh.
And go up, spin, come back.
No.
I could never finish out that turn. And I tried it. All the time I was learning, I tried to learn turnover Charleston, and I never did it. Okay?
That makes two of us.
Never did.
So we are
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Right.
But please join us again tomorrow. I would like to pick up this conversation. Thank you so much for both being here to talk to us. Chester Whitmore.
Get ready to get a chance for you to ask questions, you know? We have to do that.
We can. We'll do it.